Okay, right. So here are my tips for math mastery. Okay, so um, I think one thing that we can think about is mindset. So to have a growth mindset means to be, focused on learning and growing, and kind of not worrying about how good we are, but thinking about how we can get better. Um, and to be focused on learning and understanding. Uh, to as we're working, to be asking ourselves, okay, what am I doing? How am I doing it? Why am I doing it? Okay, and with some reflection, and to be asking ourselves, what if? Yeah. And also, I think when we're doing our math, we need to kind of have some courage as well, because I guess that math can be quite quite an evil subject, and that often there's kind of, right and wrong answers. And I guess if we get the wrong answer, it can be kind of hard to face up to that. Or, if we feel that we didn't understand something and we need to ask, then, it can be kind of hard to have the courage to raise those questions, or, to look at that test that we failed or whatever. So we need to aim to have courage as well. Yeah. Are there any questions so far? No? Just wait until I show this film and I can say, are there any questions so far? And like repeat it. Anyway, right. Um, uh, that when we're practicing our math, that we work in some sort of purposeful way. That, when we're doing something, that there's some purpose behind it. Okay. So some points I wrote here is that quality trumps quantity. Okay. That is, um, if we're not, say we're doing some exercises from the book, if we're not doing them properly, then it's not really that purposeful. So if we can kind of do half as many questions, but do each one with better quality, then we will learn more. That we have a suitable level of challenge, so that that we can't just see the answers automatically. That we have to do a little bit of work to get the answer, but at the same time that it feels possible, and that if we get stuck, then of course we don't give up too soon, but at some point we maybe ask for help or get a clue or maybe check the answer and so on. Okay. That we keep the work varied, that for example in the exercises in the book are kind of organized so that often the same type of question is repeated many times on the same page. So if we just do the questions in the same order that they're in the book, then often the way we're working will be too repetitive, and we'll have to kind of vary things a little bit and skip a few questions and choose, and sometimes try some questions from a previous chapter and so on, so that our brain is continually getting excited and challenged and stimulated. Yeah, because hjärnan vill ha roligt. Yeah, our brains just want to have fun. Yeah, I think there was a song about that, right? Anyway, um, and as we work to try to develop good habits as a matter of routine, okay, so writing out solutions properly, yeah, so that if we're going to do the test, then it's not then it's automatic that we've been that as we're working, we'll kind of write out our work the way that we would write it on the test, so that that becomes natural. Okay, and also not giving up too soon. Okay, that uh, you know, for example, when you're doing an exam, you don't have the answers to check. So that means if you're practicing yourself, then you should really make sure that you've made your best effort to solve it and to think if your answer is correct before checking the answer in the back, yeah, of the book. Right, let's see here. So here are some tips for some varied working methods. Okay, so Uh, I've studied quite a lot of math courses in my time, and I've been, a fairly successful student. And one thing that I always try to do is to try to keep things varied and to try to not, um, be working in like the same way all the time. So here are some suggestions. So reading in the book. I mean, I recommend reading the text and the explanations and not just skipping those pages, for example. Watching, for example, I'm kind of assuming everybody's going to watch my teaching films, and also there's like zillions of great films on YouTube, and things like that. So you can find lots of great things to watch, or you can also produce your own films as well. And thinking, okay, I guess we should always be thinking, and also doing as well. Sometimes we just have to, do a few exercises just to get some familiarity and some confidence. Yeah. And of course, confidence is super important. Um, Also, to not just work individually, but try to find people to team up with and to try to work with some different people as well. Um, and as we're working, to be thinking, okay, do I understand the concepts? Do I know how to use procedures? Do I, know how to solve problems? Do I have sound reasoning? Do I know how to communicate this? And do I know the relevance of what I'm doing? Okay. And also maybe taking information and rewriting it in various ways. So summarizing things, creating mind maps or flashcards or digital versions or whatever. Okay, and also I think as a rule, maybe trying to spend roughly equal amounts of time working with and without digital tools. Okay, and and of course, if you're using digital tools, to be using suitable tools. Like I'd recommend a computer rather than a mobile phone, and of course to make sure that when the digital tool is giving you some sort of output, that you understand the output and that you have some way of checking if it's reasonable or not. Yeah. Okay. So thanks for listening.